Welcome back to Chats from the Deck Live, coming to you from the 51st Annual Sun and Fun Aerospace Expo in beautiful Lakeland, Florida. Let's turn up the fun at 51, Jim.
Let's turn up the fun at 51.
Okay, if this is going to become a thing where you're going to try and outdo me every single time.
Every time.
We're going to have to end this pretty soon. All right, anyways. Continues to be a beautiful day here on the final day, Sunday, of Sun and Fun 2025. And... yeah, a lot of stuff still going on, though. We're joined this segment by some folks from a very, I don't know, they're interesting, certainly.
A very key part of
fond memories,
aviation education.
We absolutely do. From two gentlemen from Gleim Aviation, I think of it as a publishing company. I'm guessing there's more to it than that these days. But we're joined by Garrett Gleim and Ryan Jeff from Gleim Aviation. Garrett, how you doing?
Doing well. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Tell us, for people who might not be familiar, tell us a little bit, sort of the general story about what Gleim Aviation is all about.
So we're we're more than just books now. We're an online education program for ground instruction. We actually have a 141 online ground program, and Ryan's actually our chief instructor for it. And we've been involved in aviation for over 4 decades now, helping make sure that people actually understand what is going on instead of just memorizing. And with that being said, we saw an opening here with new AI programs, and so we've created a AI program to help learners or student pilots learn how to communicate the knowledge they have. So if you go study notes, watch a YouTube video, you think you actually know what's going on, but then you walk into your oral exam on the practical and it just can't go from here out your mouth. You get nervous, you get more anxiety, and then bad things start happening even though maybe you should be passing. And so we've created an AI program that's very adaptive, it's dynamic, it has a conversation with you, it finds out what you know, what you don't know, helps you practice what you don't know. And I think it's really honestly a watershed moment here in ground instruction in the aviation community, and we're excited to launch it here at Sun and Fun. We've had a lot of press on it, and we're just really excited about it.
It sounds great. It sounds great. Ryan, what is your particular involvement in all of this?
Yeah, so I'm the chief instructor, and I get to test the latest and greatest at Gleim before we release it. And the best part about the AI tool is that, you know, all instructors understand this. You give a student you give a student a knowledge item from the ACS, and you tell them to study, and they come back the next day. And it's either they don't study enough or they can't verbalize their answers. So the best way to do it would be to train and vocalize an answer. When I was learning how to fly, I was studying in front of a mirror. I was reading it out and seeing how I am actually responding to the questions that I'm asking myself. But we don't have to do that anymore with the Gleim DPE. The AI tool is web-based, and it can be accessed anywhere. There's an internet connection. You can do it through a phone, laptop, tablet. And the best part about that, too, is, you know, it's hard to get your instructors with you in a room and learn all these knowledge items with them. First, it costs money, $40 an hour for a flight instructor. Honestly, instructors don't really want to do that. They want to be in the plane with you. They want to get their hours up, right? So with this AI tool, students don't have to rely on their instructors now. They can just download the program or access the program and practice their knowledge wherever they want.
And does the AI tool give you feedback once you've responded with an answer to a question?
That was a very important part of the model. We didn't want the AI model to just tell you the correct answer. One example I use all the time, and it was like a light bulb moment for me when I was testing it out, was when the AI tool asks you what the characteristics of a thunderstorm is, for example, and you provide one characteristic, it doesn't just give you the complete answer. It tries to coach you. So it tells you that's a good start, but think about these other areas and what are the other characteristics. So as you can see, that is highly valuable for a student. I think a lot of students don't actually practice this or don't expect this as they're about to go for a check ride. And then they're going really cold, and the DPE asks them all these questions, and they're kind of stumped. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Or as you in the example, you give a partial answer with a confidence that you're correct, but the DP was expecting more, and you didn't realize that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it certainly used to be the case that your materials, whether they're printed or online or whatever, cover a wide range of aviation topics and areas. Is there a particular aspect that is the most popularly used with you guys? Is it primary training? Is it instrument training? Is it CFI training? Is it, I don't know what it might be, but
Well, I think we've been known for a long time for helping people pass their, well, first it was the written tests, now we call it the knowledge tests. And I think even you were mentioning maybe back in your era of learning, you used us as well. So
that was a very, very kind and gentle way of saying
Back in your era,
You look
you
like you've been
old
doing
guy.
this for a while. I
well,
have.
I think those were your words he said earlier. He said, in
did,
my era.
Yeah, okay, I did actually. I did, but no kidding. I mean, are the books still red? I know
Yes, sir.
The very distinctive red study guides,
Yep.
and
They're still on mine's still on my shelf.
Yeah, I think I probably still have one too, and it may well be obsolete. Some of it may be obsolete.
Maybe.
In terms
It's
of,
interesting, though, everybody's using it online now, so they don't see the red books. We do still print red books for those who
Yeah.
really want a tangible
Yeah,
book item.
although
but-
we take note that you're wearing bright red shirts, so the red is still part of the Gleim brand.
So are
That's
you guys.
great.
It looks great.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
these are new this year. We're liking these. So the primary training was a thing that I really took advantage of your materials back in the day.
I used it for the CFI instructional test, the one for instructional skills. I can't even remember the name of it now, but not the CFI test, the other
FOI.
one,
FOI.
the FOI,
Fundamentals
the
of
fundamentals of instruction. Oh my God, is that material dry and dull? But your materials got me through that test pretty quickly, and so I thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the biggest part about the company, I think, is to try to focus on how we can help students the best we can. And that is reflected in our books, our online courses, and now the Gleim DPE. I think with our books, we try to provide all the information that is necessary for the student to pass. Our pass rates are really, really high. So going into the Gleim DPE 2, we wanted to focus on that. How can we help the students? There has been no other tool that could help students verbalize their answers for the knowledge test. And we're the first on the market, and we want all instructors to try it, all students to try it. And the best part about it is we want your feedback so that we can improve on the model and help everybody.
Yeah. Garrett, as I mentioned, your last name is Gleim. Your dad was the founder of the whole thing. Tell us a little bit about how it all got started.
Sure. So
How long ago? Let's start with
Yeah,
that.
well, sure. Well, actually, we're the same age as Sun and Fun. So we were founded in 1974.
Uh-huh.
My dad was a college professor in accounting, PhD from the University of Illinois. He was a Chicago boy. And he found out that going through and improving his career in accounting, that it was hard for a poor boy in this country to pass the CPA exam because all the materials were thousands of dollars and you couldn't afford it. So he was able to pass the CPA exam, and then he had a knack for training other people on the CPA exam. And that's really where we started out with, was CPA and the accounting side. But he was also a pilot, flight instructor, and he saw a real need of improving safety in aviation. What's true in the 1970s is still true today. We're still trying to improve safety. And he found at the time people were just memorizing all of the knowledge test questions. And so what he wanted to do was create a similar platform that he did in accounting that actually told you why the correct answers were correct instead of just memorizing them, and then why the incorrect answers were incorrect so you could learn from your mistakes. And then he also did his, which we still use today, as our outline format. So before that was just prose, but he actually created basically notes like you were in class that you would study from.
Yeah.
So that's really how we started out, and he transitioned into aviation, and then of course, I guess both of you have used our products. So
Yeah.
thank
We
you.
have. Now,
How-
when you say,
Go ahead.
When you say transition to aviation, you still have some non-aviation learning products.
Yes,
out
sir. So we still do the CPA exam. We do the Certified Internal Auditor, Certified Management Accountant exams. So we have other accounting ones, but we're basically just accounting and aviation. As my dad used to say, he liked the letter A, so he did.
It's A&A.
Yep.
How many, we're reaching the end of our allotted time here, but how many aviation titles have there been over the years? Ballpark.
Oh, 50 or more,
Yeah.
maybe. When you add up everything with every sort of different nuance.
I mean, there have been lots of additions too,
Oh, well, sure, I'm not even
revised
counting that, but just pure-
just single.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's great stuff, and it's nice to hear that you're doing all these new technology things. That's great. Where can people? We're starting to run out of time here at the show, but where can people find you here at Sun and Fun?
We're in Building C on the flight lane side, and we have a simulator, a bunch of other cutting-edge stuff we didn't even get to talk about. We're happy to show everyone.
Yeah, and on the internet, how can they find you?
www.gleim.com. That's Golf Lima Echo India Mike.com.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate you coming by and telling us a little about this. A great history and a great catalog
I'm
of stuff.
thrilled to learn about the AI tool. That could be very helpful.
Yeah.